So on our final day of play, Sunday, we had one final day game. And you know, after 2 days of just hardcore airsoft playing, I mean, your body's fatigued, and so it takes a little while to get started, and you finally get into your rhythm, and things really started to pick up in the last game. There's an interesting thing that happens during the last game of an op, and that's everybody has this like last thunder, like this final push, when everyone just gives it 130%, you know. And Sunday was that, you know, everybody was really just like, let's win this, let's put it in the ground, let's do this big, enjoy our last final day.
Heavy weapon, my direct front! So we ended up at Pegasus Bridge, and it turned out there was a huge battle going on. It was one of the capture flag point areas, and unknown to us until later in the day is that there was an enemy MASH unit set up in the woods, probably 100 yards away from the flag. So there was just this never-ending stream of bad guys coming in. It really just felt like wave after wave of bad guys.
Who is that? Who is that? Who is that right there? Come on, kid. Oh shit, I hit my gun. No, back up, George, back up. Hey! Hang on.
Jet, last man, keep bounding! Can you bound right to me? Copy.
Between the friendly fire and Koss just hammering at us, we had to break contact, trying to regroup. At that point, I actually got disconnected from the rest of the squad, and I linked up with other UFS forces at Pegasus Bridge, and there was a point where I was thinking, we're gonna lose Pegasus. But over the comms, I start hearing the Polar Star team saying that they're gonna be air on station, 2 mics, and that became the turning point.
Polar Star, Desert Fox, direct your fire on the road. We got a technical moving in with infantry behind it. Get cover, and let's flank.
Polar Star, Roger, but you are zero pounds.
All of a sudden, Pegasus Bridge was on the verge of falling to becoming the rally point. Once that happened, Koss still tried to keep up the offensive on Pegasus, but pretty much with time running out and we were running low on ammo and water, and it was getting hot, we decided to make a final push.
And I looked at Chris and I said, you know what, man, we've got 20-30 minutes left. Let's just go for all-out glory. And I remember I looked at Chris, and Chris looked at me, and he said, let's do this.
And you start to see smokes just get tossed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 smokes just blanketing the area with cover.
So I kind of just looked around, and I was like, all right, everybody, victory on 3. Me and Chris counted down 1, 2, 3. We screamed out victory.
And then the charge command goes out, and everybody screaming just balls out into the unknown, really, towards the airfield.
So we just bolted through these trees, and everyone just said, okay, let's do it. And the entire line just started running with us. And it just turned into this giant wave of guys. Just as we would go down,
like I got shot pretty soon. Like I think I was like the first one to go down actually. So I went down. The guy that shot me quickly got overrun by three of our guys.
And you know, I went down during the charge. There's a guy who literally grabbed my drag handle, hit the ground with me. You know, looked at me, said I'm a medic, grabbed my my ace bandage, tied me up, and literally just hoisted me back up, and we just went for it.
People would just push forward. One or two guys would get hit by enemies. Our medics would pick them back up, but people behind them would keep going. It was an amazing rush by our entire line, and big props to everybody that was a part of that, because we weren't expecting that at all. That outcome was completely unexpected.
It was the charge to victory. It was great, and then it was almost out of a movie. As we came to their fob, we cleared it. It was this opening out of the. It was a small opening from the wood line.
And while this is going on, smoke's happening, you know, all this, and we're engaging, we're gaining ground consistently, and then it starts to rain. Good job, man. And you know, we're all hot and uncomfortable and tired, and just this blanket of rain comes across this opening just as we break into the opening and eliminate the last members of COS that are guarding their mobile respawn.
And the result of it was we had completely overrun their MASH and taken it over. We basically destroyed that respawn point for the enemy team in the last 20 minutes of the game. It was spectacular, and yeah, that was amazing. And
it was one of those glorious airsoft events that you hear about, and you know, people tell stories about for you know, weeks and years about, like, do you remember that engagement at American Milsim? And we got to be there. It was amazing.